Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to another Lava and Garden Show. Well, this morning, I bothered to get up off of my chair before I even turned on the morning news. Finished a cup of coffee, pulled my shorts and shoes on, got the car, and went on down the corner over here. If I drive 0.2 of a mile down South Kapua, make a right, go on to Highway 11, and within 1/10 of a mile, look out across the cow pasture. I can see the whole thing. There it is, right there, showing for us. And so I did that. I went out and I took some photography this morning. I'm not used to shooting in the dark, and I had to hunt around my camera to find the right settings because I got night, I got infrared, I got dim light, and it looked like dim light was probably the right one. I started off on the regular program and there was nothing there. I had a black screen. Yeah, I know, I've run across that before trying to shoot the moon and stuff. Shoot the moon, right. Haven't had that happen for a while. So, we got some pictures. Later on today, I will be heading up the Saddle Road, which is where the big show is at. All the crowds. I don't like crowds, but I got to go there if I want these pictures. That's where the flows are coming down. You go back a couple days when the eruption got started and the flow started going to the north. They said, it's 10 miles from the Daniel K. Inouye highway. Well, then later on, the next day it was 5 miles away, Now this morning it was 4.5 miles on the last report I heard. So it's heading that way. And I suppose out of all of this, the only part of the whole thing that shakes me up much, other than the earthquakes, is the fact that is the absolute finest piece of highway anywhere on this island. It's the newest piece of road we have. It's multiple lanes, and you can do 65 miles an hour on it. And now the lava is going to shut it off. It'll close the best corridor that we have currently between Hilo and Kona. Now, it's hard to say. Depends on where it comes across and what happens, because the old Saddle Road still exists. And so if they have to close the new highway, I'll be crying about it. But there is another way around, although I'm not so sure they're going to let us get to it. It depends. So otherwise, if this happens, if we want to get from Hilo to Kona or Kona to Hilo, you're going to have to either go over the top or around the bottom, and it's going to take you much longer. So let's hope this doesn't occur. I was so happy when they built the new road. So, as I said, I am trying to get some images of this, because I live right here and I do a video channel, right? Everybody wants to see the lava. But the truth is, if you want to really see this thing, okay, you want to go either to USGS, the Geological Survey, Hawaiian volcanoes. They have webcams and all sorts of stuff that you can look at, plus, current photography and reports, and it's all good news there. Otherwise, a lot of this stuff is compressed and found on BigIslandVideos.com. They're here on YouTube. It's a YouTube channel. It's a really good place, really, if you want to know just about anything about what's going on over here on this island. Best source of news. And so they have all of the updates, in chronological order about the Hawaiian volcano. And they have images that I cannot get to. They have images that were taken from airplanes and helicopters, going over the top. They have images from webcams, and they have images from volcanologists and geologists who have gone up close to the flows to have a look at things, and they won't let me go up there anyway. And even if I did, I'd probably break my ankle. It's a very, very irregular, rugged, lunar type terrain that this is coming down on, which is again, the good news, the bad news is we could lose our best road. The good news is nobody lives up there. Yeah, I mean, there's a few goats around. There's some nene, the geese, they eat up there and so on. But, the U.S. Army's up there. But the flow, I don't think, is really affecting them much either. So we just don't have any permanent residents or any towns anywhere in that area. The island is two huge volcanoes. There are three others that are smaller, but Mauna Kea and Mauna Loa really comprise the bulk here, and there's this valley between them, and we call that the saddle. It looks like a saddle, and so we have the saddle road there. So if I refer to the saddle, that's what I mean. It's that gap between the two great big mountains. Well, that's where the lava's coming down, and if it was to turn more to the east, which it has and can, then we'd pick up the 1984 flow that almost took out the town of Hilo. Yeah, this is, to give an idea here, sort of how big this thing is. Mauna Loa is the southwestern part of the island. Hilo is the most easterly port in the island, and so these are opposite each other across this island. And back in '84, lava from Mauna Loa made it almost to Hilo. Yes, almost took out the town of Hilo on the opposite side. Kona is far closer to that volcano, but Hilo is actually more in danger because of the saddle. It drains into the saddle if it comes down the north side, and then it can turn and head downhill. So we will hope that doesn't start to happen. I would lose my favorite and best shopping district here on the island. So anyway, as I'm encouraging people, look at the U.S. Geological Survey images. Look at the stuff on, BigIslandVideos.com. You're going to see some really amazing photography over there that I just can't get at, despite the fact I am a video channel. Right? These guys got special permissions, special equipment, and so on. Mostly, I guess, what you're going to hear from me during the course of this entire lava event is mostly just commentary and a few images that I can get a hold of. And my thoughts on the entire subject are perhaps odd to people who live off island. Probably not terribly odd to a lot of folks that live here. Yes, a lot of people from Hawaii are actually extremely excited about this. It's a cool thing. We're not upset. We're not worried, and especially because of the direction the flow's going, which is what they often do. It's very seldom that we get a thing like Leilani there, the last event, where it came up right in the middle of the road in a subdivision, 2 blocks from my buddy Jim's house. It doesn't usually happen so much that way. Oftentimes it comes off the tops of the mountains and it'll run off to the sea or someplace or another. It's most of our flows actually are that way. They don't take out things. Now, it didn't head towards Hawaiian Ocean View Estates, which is good news for people who live there. That area has had repeated flows in the past, and there are people who built on top of these flows. That's probably the most dangerous place in the entire island that you could live, other than, right on top of the fissures on Kilauea and a few other places. It's one of the most dangerous areas. Right now, it looks like they're going to be safe from lava, but man, oh man, if the wind turns, the vast amount of sulfur dioxide and ash and stuff that's coming out of this volcano, it's massive. It's like nothing we've ever seen from Kilauea. The only good news about it all is currently most prevailing winds are carrying it away from the island without too much impact. I think maybe the other day Hamakua Coast might have been getting some of it, but it's higher up than Kilauea. Kilauea is, right around 4,000 feet. Mauna Loa is a good 10,000 feet higher than that. And so when it puts its lava out, it's already 10,000 feet up in the clouds. And so our hard to say what is going to happen to that VOG, whether the VOG is going to carry off to some remote place, like Washington or Japan, or whether it will settle in here. I don't know. The effect is going to be in a higher atmospheric range than usual. Kilauea is, most of the stuff it produces is right close to ground level, under the clouds. This can be over the clouds. So that's a new experience. I've never been here when Mauna Loa opened up. This is a first for me. There are others who have been here their entire lives who know about the mountain, because it was only 38 years ago was the last time it erupted, and it generally had a 20-year cycle. So if you've been here that long, if you've been here for 58 years, you might know 2 of the eruptions. I love it when the volcanoes are active for 2 reasons. One, we know exactly what's going on. That where is the event? Well, it's right there. Okay. Where's it heading? Probably over there. So we have a pretty good idea what's going to happen while it's happening. So that is a relief. It's when there's no event here on a volcanic island that we go, I wonder what's next. Everybody had been scratching their head about Mauna Loa, ooh, is it going to go? Is it not going to go? That type of thing. And, so it's actually easier on all of this. Once it gets started, we know where it's going, especially when it's going almost nowhere, like into the ocean, or across the saddle and so on. And nobody's in danger, so it's like, wow, whoopee, man. Hey, it's like Disneyland. Let's go look at the lava, It ain't quite as safe as Disneyland. But people tend to feel that way about it, like it's an amusement park. One of the things I love about life here, it's actually hard in Hawaii to live entirely inside your head. Yes, the island itself, nature itself here will shake you out of your doldrums of the thought process of what you think is real here on Earth and what's important, and it'll suddenly come up in the middle of your driveway with a lava flow, and you'll suddenly realize, oh my goodness, now I know what's important in my life. It's really to the point. I get all kinds of images from other people who, I'm being protected by my angels or whatever. Okay, this is all good stuff. It's all hallucinatory as far as I'm concerned. The volcano thing, it's a perfect daily example of how the universe actually operates. Not the way we think it works. Not our little dreams about it. And the stories we tell, humans are real good at telling stories about everything they see. But the volcanoes, or Pele here, who is the goddess of volcanoes on the island, in the traditional belief systems, she'll set you straight as far as without lava, we have no Hawaii. Hawaii must have lava to exist. It's the only reason it's here. And the lava, of course, is a destructive force. It will come up and burn forests to the ground, and chase pigs and stuff like this. But without that, you can't have what people tend to term paradise. This is a beautiful place. It is a wonderful place to be. Best place I ever been. And you can't have it without volcanoes. The two are inseparable. They're one thing. That's the point I'm trying to make. Well, folks, nothing else at this moment. We'll see if we can get some better shots for you later on in the day. Hang loose. Aloha. On the saddle road. We're on the opposite side of the mountain from where I live.